It's time for today's pro tip.
Wherever the tip of the rod goes, the line goes. If you do this, or simply send the tip over there, wherever the tip goes, the line goes. Sometimes you'll be fishing with someone that's not as knowledgeable about casting, and he's pulling you, your friend, whatever, and you are heading the water in the back, and he'll say, "You're casting, you're going too far back." Now, you're not going too far back. You're not going too far back. You're going too far down. You could go back all you want. You're going down. So you want the tip of the rod to travel fairly straight. If the tip makes a big loop, the line gets looped. But if the tip travel in a straight line, if you drop the tip a little bit, the loop drops a little bit. And that loop is not just like that. If you're doing everything right, but you're twisting, that's going to be also that way. So you want the tip to travel in a straight line, and a straight works any way. It works high, and I don't know why you would do that. Or it works slow. Either way, it works. But a straight line, you can even maybe you are high up in the boat. You can even do this, and you shoot a tight loop. What you cannot do is do this and expect the line to go down. So you're trying to get the loop, the tip to travel in a fairly straight line. Back to this. Once you put your hand on with your finger on top, it won't do this at all, and you have a better chance of getting the tailing loop. There are other ways to get in the tailing loop. For accuracy, I have been friends for 60 some odd years with Joan Wolf, which just stopped fishing recently at 98 now. But she was very good on accuracy. I flown fish with her when she was in the early 90s, and she was hot. She and she'd say, aim aim with the thumb, aim with the thumb, and particularly if you painted a bright color, although I'm not painting my nails. I'm sorry. But my point was she held the thumb on top. She was a world distance casting champion in the early 50s. No man could cast further than her. She was so good, and she said it was all the thumb casting. She was so good they had to make a ruling, which I thought was horrible. Uh, no women allowed in the men division, and then she couldn't win anymore. But the thumb up front. I hold my rod roughly a little higher than where I hold my gin and tonic. Okay, I don't cast up here. You wouldn't hold your gin and tonic or your Yangling beer up here. I'm talking that way because I figure you can follow that part. You're all experts at this because of simply leverage. So I hold the hand fairly close to me. When it's close to you and you're starting to get old and you need all you got, when it's close to you, you have the most power. You wouldn't push your Mercedes when it broke behind like this. You get it up here. You do the less offer. You tire the less, and you're the most accurate. Here you're not accurate. You wouldn't get a gun and shoot like this. You'd shoot like this by feeling. Maybe Eddie Murphy can shoot like that very well. That's another story. Anyway, so that's how I start my cast. I come back. No, let's do it this way so you can see me better. I go back, and the tip travels in a straight line. Easy does it.
Chico, what are you doing with your wrist? Is your wrist locked or are you bending your wrist?
The wrist moves, but the forearm moves also. If I only use the wrist, that I couldn't possibly by only using the wrist, travel straight. So you're moving your forearm and your wrist at the end. Not even looking what I'm doing, but that's how it. And it's the same cast back and forth. Your hand doing something different, but the rod needs to do the same to make the loop back and to make the loop forward.
Notice how little effort he's putting in. It's not a muscle thing. It's not a power thing. It's a technique.
These Hardys are good. I like this rod. At any rate, so there are times when you may want to make a bigger loop. There are times when I might want my loop open a little more. That doesn't mean that I couldn't cast it a long ways if the loop was bigger. Cast the same. I could make the loop even bigger. I usually don't, but I could make the loop even bigger and it casts out. Why would I want to make a loop bigger? When you're casting a heavy fly, one of the things I love to do, I'm going to do another article that most people don't do. I fish large poppers for snook and a variety of fish. And there are times in the Everglades where I blind cast with a big popper. I've caught recently, I got a fish over 35 inches, 34 snook blind casting. Most people use a popper. There's a bunch of baby tarpon, you hook 3 or 4, get the popper, it's a lot of fun. That's cool. I use it a lot as a dinner bell. Well, when you use a big popper or a big fly, you cannot use a heavy fly and make a loop like this. Because when it comes at the end, it's so tight that it kicks. It's the 18-wheeler trying to make a quick. When you have that, you need to make a little bit bigger loop. Now,
I'm sorry, how